benefit transfer program of the government was started on the 1st of January. Initially, quite naturally, it started in some high penetration Aadhaar districts, but it has spread now to 121 districts across the country, and the Union Finance Minister recently said that it's being implemented at a rapid pace. And we are very privileged to have with us Union Finance Minister P Chidambaram to answer some important questions on the direct benefit transfer scheme. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us. First, it was called a game changer, and you all came up with the slogan, Aapka Paisa, Aapke Haath. But then there were issues about implementation because some of the poorer states came under the National Population Register and Aadhaar is mandatory for the scheme. Have some of these issues been resolved?
It is a game changer, but because it is a game changer, we have to get it right. This is a very large country. There are states at different levels of development. Our district administrations are at different levels of preparedness. Therefore, the country was divided into two. One half was given to the UIDI and one half was given to the Registrar General of India to enroll people for the Aadhaar. In fact, the more difficult states, the more difficult districts are with the RGI. Going into these districts in Chhattisgarh or Jharkhand or Odisha or Bihar is not easy. Therefore, there will be some unevenness in the spread of DBT. But eventually, when it is rolled out, you will find that all the beneficiaries come under DBT. And that is when you will understand the full magnitude of the scheme.
Right, but you require to have about 70 to 80% of biometric registration before the scheme really, makes any sense for people. And some of these districts, the process, in fact, of digitizing of these lists should be going on all the time. The Prime Minister's office, in fact, said that digitization should be a priority. It's very critical to the scheme, and not to wait for, for the rollout of DBT. What is the role really of the district collectors, of the district administration and of banks in collecting this information and digitizing it?
Before I answer that question, let me tell you what the aim of DBT is. The aim of DBT is to get the money into the bank account. The Aadhaar provides a platform. There is another platform, the usual banking channel, where the bank has its own code number or the bank account number for the beneficiary. Now, if Aadhaar is not there, it means that the payment will not go through the Aadhaar payment channel, but it will still go through the NEFT, the usual banking channel, as long as the bank is able to identify the account by the account number and the authority who is making the payment knows the account number. So actually today payment is going through two channels. The goal is that all the payments should move to the Aadhaar channel, and that should be the sole channel for transferring money to the bank account. Now, as I said, there are three pillars. One pillar is the list of beneficiaries. It must be digitized. It is a dynamic list. The list will change as people go out of the list and people come into the list. The other pillar is the Aadhaar number itself. This has to be generated by the UIDI as the biometrics are captured by NPR and by the UIDI. The third pillar is the bank account. The banks have a responsibility to open an account for every beneficiary whose name is in the list of beneficiaries given to that district under different schemes. These three pillars are being constructed at different paces in different districts. But once the three pillars are complete in a district, it is a game changer without question. The role of the district collector is to ensure that he has a digitized, updated list of beneficiaries scheme-wise. And number two, he helps the bank open the bank account for the beneficiary and gives the Aadhaar number to the bank. This is the primary role of the district collector, and I must say, irrespective of which party is in government, practically all district administrations have been extremely cooperative and extremely supportive.
So now LPG has been, the subsidy is being paid through DBT since in 20 districts since the 1st of June, and figures of the 24th of, in the first 7 weeks suggest that 2.8 million transactions, 116 crore rupees, but still early days. And you said a week ago in Jaipur that, you know, by the end of the year, we will have all LPG transactions through.
See, actually, LPG is an easy subsidy to be transferred. There's only one paymaster, which is the Government of India through the oil companies. It's not partly coming from the central government and partly from the state government. It's only one payer. Number two, the list of beneficiaries is available on an updated basis on any day because they are with the dealers. Number three, the dealer and the oil companies have a very sophisticated system of accounting. It's already computerized, digitized, and is available. It's a working system. All that we have to do is to ensure that a bank account is open, and I'm assuming that most LPG beneficiaries will have a bank account. A bank account is opened, and the Aadhaar number is seeded. Now, for example, I was in Kolkata yesterday. I was with the Allahabad Bank, and I asked them, how many districts are you present in? They are present in 95 of the 121 districts. I said, how many bank accounts have you opened for beneficiaries in general and LPG beneficiaries in particular? He said, in all the 95 districts, the bank account is 100% open for all the beneficiaries. And the last question was, how many of them have been seeded with Aadhaar? And he said, only about 20 to 25%. So I asked him why. The answer is very simple. The beneficiary is unwilling to share his Aadhaar number with the dealer, who should pass it on to the bank. So today I've asked my office to issue an advisory to all the chairmen of the banks to say that the bank must directly approach the beneficiary and get the Aadhaar number and seed it in the bank account. We are asking for 80% seeding only because we think that the remaining 10 may be duplicate or false accounts, and 10, for whatever reason, may not wish to claim the subsidy through the Aadhaar platform. So I think 80% is doable, it's achievable, and with advisory going out today, I'm sure the rollout can be quite rapid in the remaining districts.
So you're happy, sir, then with the rate of financial inclusion that is taking place through this scheme, and also with, I mean, people have always said that seeding is a challenge, and you've been describing it, but these issues are being sorted out.
It is a challenge, but it is not an unanticipated challenge. I've been saying this at every meeting, that these three pillars must rise together. It's like one pillar rising 10 feet, one pillar rising 7 feet, one pillar rising 8 feet. The roof cannot be put on top of it. These pillars must rise. There will be some differences of the pace at which the pillars are rising in the initial stages. But in districts where the pillars are rising, say more or less at the same pace, you will find that the beneficiaries regard this as truly a game changer. And this is going to happen. And LPG will be the biggest test because it reaches out to nearly 120 million people, 120 million families. So LPG will be a big test, and I'm quite sure by the end of the year, we will achieve our goal of a near complete rollout.